Rupert Murdoch landed in London late last night. The 80-year-old News Corp CEO is in town to address staff at The Sun, Britain's best-selling daily newspaper. Our reporter Olivia Sterns is outside its headquarters, where Murdoch should be arriving any moment now. Olivia, what's his message to staff going to be?
Hi there, Lindsay. Well, Rupert Murdoch essentially is in town to do damage control. The crisis has spread from the news of the world and has engulfed the Sun newspaper, and he's got to say something to staff today to reassure them and try to mollify some of the anger. Now, in the past couple of weeks, 9 journalists from the Sun have been arrested, and they've been questioned by at least £100,000 in payments made to public officials, essentially for tip-offs. And the reason journalists are so irate is because what's led to their arrest is documents handed over by News Corp's own internal investigation committee. So a lot of journalists feel here that they've been sort of thrown to the wolves by Rupert Murdoch. And some people say they do actually have good reason to fear, because you remember the last time Rupert Murdoch came into town to do damage control, he ended up shutting down the news of the world. Now, earlier this week, we actually had an exclusive interview with Neville Thurbeck. He is perhaps the most infamous journalist involved in the phone hacking scandal, and himself a 20-year News Corp veteran. And we put the question to him: do you think Rupert Murdoch would ever be willing to sacrifice the Sun?
I think he would sell it if he thought it was infecting his news corporation over in America. I think he would sell it tomorrow if that was a real danger. It's a tiny part of his empire. He has huge sentimental attachment to his newspapers.
Now, you know, a lot of people also say that Rupert Murdoch has this emotional attachment to newspapers, and he would never be willing to sacrifice the newspaper arm of News Corp. You know, his father himself was a newspaper man, and of course it gives him a great deal of political clout. But you know, at this point, the amount of settlements News Corp has paid out to phone hacking victims is equal to the total profits that the newspaper division even makes. So above all else, Rupert Murdoch is a businessman, and he has a lot more to think about: the entire News Corp empire and not just this British newspaper arm. Back to you, Linz.
Thanks, Olivia.
Well, let's take a quick look at how News Corp stocks have been doing since the hacking scandal started back in the summer of last year. Shares have more than recovered. They're up almost 40% from August lows.